All right, time now for Hoop Scoop. Of course, we have the Sweet 16 begun last night, trying to whittle down the field, trying to get down to the Final Four by the end of the weekend. And, Copman, interesting matchups last night.
Well, we eliminated the defending champion.
And the crowd goes wild.
And they've been whittled down, so to speak. You know, but my wife asked me, she says, why does everybody hate Duke?
Because it's Duke. That's why.
I still love Coach K, though.
He's a great guy.
He's a good guy.
They're really good, and they win all the time.
It's Duke.
But they don't, because when they won the title last year, they hadn't won for a decade. So it's one of those misnomers that, well, they win all the time, but they don't. And, you know, the funny thing about it is they do everything right. They graduate all their kids. Mm-hmm. They do everything we say we want done, and we still hate them.
But it's Duke. That's why.
They have a huge legacy, but a big target on their back because they do have an amazing legacy.
I still think Christian Laettner's a big part of it. Very unlikable.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
From what I was able to stay awake for last night, it looked like pretty much every game it was close. You know, up to halftime, they would go to their locker rooms. They came back, and the team that was better came back like, all right, let's finish. You know,
put it away.
Yeah, let's just put it away.
Pretty much, Kansas did that last night.
Yeah,
you know, Maryland hung tight with them, and they got off to a terrible start. They hit 4 of their first 18 shots, and then they finally said, "Well, wait a minute, we're Kansas. Hold on a second." Mm-hmm. And then they went out and shot for like 60-something% after that. So yeah, Kansas took care of Maryland last night. You had Villanova, and boy, they're looking good.
Yeah,
Villanova looked really good.
They did last night against Miami.
Yeah,
Holy
well,
buckets.
they certainly looked pretty good Sunday against some team from Iowa City. I forget who that was.
The
Hawkeyes.
Yes.
Yes.
They play great defense. They can't miss. I mean, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yep, and Oklahoma won again. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if you caught Vern Lundquist's line last night. Toward the end of the I think it was he was doing the second game. Oh, he was doing the Duke-Oregon game. And Oregon's up by about 13 with about 2:39 to go. And he goes, well, that pretty much seals it. Well, wait a minute. There was that game. He says, I guess I better not say that in lieu of what happened with Northern Iowa and Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So everybody will be changing their tunes now when they're up 10 with like 2.5 minutes to go.
Right.
You know,
it's still close.
You can't necessarily say that.
That was painful,
and
wasn't
as
it?
you hinted at, the Ducks were victorious.
The Ducks were victorious.
Yeah. So not doing too bad in our brackets. We have 3 remaining, and we have 5 total brackets because we roughly have 5. We have Oregon. We have
I'm
Kansas.
so busted. It's not even funny. I will say though, last night watching the Kansas game, Jim Nantz, who was here doing commentary for Des Moines, he even mentioned Des Moines. He's like, we saw some great games in Des Moines, and we're excited to see what happens here tonight. And I'm like, Jim Nantz said Des Moines.
Well, I know he liked it. I happen to know the guy, and you do too. Mm-hmm. Who happened? I won't tell you. I'll tell you later. Who drove the limo that Jim Nantz and Bill Raftery and Grant Hill went to the airport?
Oh,
and they were talking about Des Moines.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it later.
All right. Inside scoop here. We'll give you the skinny.
We'll film it and post it on our social media.
I still have all my Final Four teams in because I didn't pick Michigan State.
Jeez.
I picked Virginia to get in. Now, I think I'm hoping I'm wrong because, you know, Iowa State plays them tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're wrong, too.
But it's kind of a win-win. Well, if Iowa State loses, then I've at least got a Final Four team.
Well, a lot of Iowa State fans are a little nervous about tonight. It's not a shoo-in. It's not a shoo-in. So talk about what the game tonight's happening at 6:10 over in Chicago.
Well, here's what it is. You've got 2 teams with totally contrasting styles. I remember Drake played Virginia about 3 or 4 years ago down in the Virgin Islands, and they play a very controlled style of basketball. Tony Bennett is the head coach. Not that Tony.
Tony Bennett.
Left my heart in San Francisco.
Yeah.
No, not that one. But his father, Dick Bennett, was the longtime coach at Wisconsin. And they played, I wouldn't say slow down, but pretty much they play the entire 35-second clock. Okay. Well, now 30-second clock, you know, but they work the ball around. Most teams in college basketball, you hear about how they want to run. They don't. So you have to be very disciplined to take them on. They are the second best team defensively in the country, scoring defense. They allow 59.5 points a game.
Wow.
Iowa State averages 82.
Wow.
Be interesting to see what happens then.
It will. They've got a great player in Malcolm Brogdon, who is an All-American, candidate for Player of the Year, averages over 20 points a game. In fact, well, actually it's about 18.6 and 4 rebounds per game. They have a terrific guard in London Perrantes, who averages 11 points and 4 assists per game. Anthony Gill, a forward, averages 13.5 points and has had back-to-back 19-point games in the tournament. They go deep, about 7 or 8 deep.
Wow.
And again, they're a great defensive team. Yeah, they got weapons. They're 79-4 when they score at least 70 points, and they're 26-1 when they hold opponents to fewer than 70. So watch that 70 number tonight.
Okay.
That's what, right.
And of course, meanwhile, Iowa State, George Niang has got 28 points in each of the first 2 games in the tournament. He's been on fire. Monty Morris is getting healthier. We learned that from Eric Heft yesterday. You've got Abdul Nader. I mean, the Cyclone starters are all averaging in double figures.
Yeah, which is where they need to be.
Which is where they need to be. They just need to play some defense tonight. Because Virginia can score. I mean, they don't score a lot, but they are capable. So that may be one of the keys. Turnovers will be big tonight. You know, hang on to the basketball.
There you go. All right, so Iowa State playing at 6:10.
Yep, that one you've got some other really good matchup. Well, you know, Wisconsin and Notre Dame, and you got Wisconsin, a team that wasn't supposed to be there. You got a new coach in Greg Gard, who took over the job.
Right.
From
they
Will
were
Ryan.
bad, and then they got good.
They got good, and they got good. And Notre Dame had a squeaker against Stephen F. Austin the other day. They pulled it out right with the volleyball player who tipped it in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
For Notre Dame, Gonzaga and Syracuse. Syracuse wasn't supposed to be there either. In fact, a lot of people remember we talked about they shouldn't have been in the tournament.
Right.
Some of the arguments, yeah.
But sometimes that happens. A team not supposed to be in the tournament, suddenly they get hot. Like George Mason a few years ago and got to the Final Four. They weren't supposed to be in the tournament. Yeah. But here's the game. Watch this one. Indiana, North Carolina. Because if you saw Indiana here at Wells Fargo Arena, they were really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they pounded Chattanooga, and they did a pretty good number on Kentucky. They played very well. In fact, I'm going to pick the upset right now. I'm going to pick Indiana to beat North Carolina tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the way they've been playing. I mean, they feel, but now they've got some injury problems. That's the only thing they're hampered from a health standpoint. But boy, they're playing well.
All right, so the games that are played today, when do those teams play again? The winners play when? They play on Sunday?
Sunday, right.
They play on Sunday.
Right. They would flip over to Sunday. And, of course, next week, it's kind of then you have a week to kind of get ready for the Final Four, which is a week from Saturday.
Okay.
So it's a fun time.
So it's Saturday, and then the final is on Monday.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. But
We're getting close.
We just want the Cyclones to get this one.
Right. That's the one everyone's watching around here.
You always wonder, though, Hawkeye fans. You're a Hawkeye fan. Now, do you root for the Cyclones? 'Cause a lot of Hawkeye fans I know will never root for them.
No, they don't root for
And
Virginia tonight.
you know what?
Yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah.
horrible people. All of them are horrible people. If you're not cheering for a team from your state, you're an awful, awful person.
Well, then I know a lot of awful people.
Well, I was going to say it's split, but I feel like in a situation like this, a lot of people are going to be cheering for
Well, I
Iowa
remember
State.
back in the 80s when Johnny Orr was coaching the Cyclones, they played Michigan out of the Big Ten, and they played them, and it was the regional semifinal. And I know a lot of Hawkeye fans going, well, we're rooting for the Big Ten team. Oh, please.
What? I've never understood that.
I've never
But
understood
it
that.
happens. You have to admit it does happen. We can't bury your head in the sand and say it doesn't happen, because it happens.
That's also the silly philosophy that, if you get beat by somebody, you want them to do well necessarily. It makes you look better. No, you still got beat.
It's a good mindset, though. Just try to talk yourself into it. Yeah.
No, it doesn't make me feel better. It made me look better. Like if, let's say, Texas A&M would have gone on and won the NCAA title after pulling that one out against Northern Iowa. Do you think that really would have made Northern Iowa fans feel better?
No,
Probably feel worse.
would have said, you know what, we should have beat them.
Exactly.
Yeah, we should have been the national champions.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
But
Why would
enjoy
you
the
want
game.
a team from Virginia to beat a team from Iowa? Why would you want that? I don't understand it.
I don't know.
It doesn't work in my brain at all. I don't get it.
All right. Well, Cotman, good job, my friend.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
And your radio show, tell everybody about your radio show.
Well, it's normally on from 6 to 7 on Thursdays on 1350 ESPN, although yesterday we were on from 4 to 5 because of an Iowa Energy game. And let's see, who did we have yesterday? Oh, Ali Farokhmanesh was on the program yesterday with that big shot for Northern Iowa. Pete Gillen was on yesterday, Eric Heft, and we had some folks on from the Playhouse with Sister Act. Next week we're going to have a Harlem Globetrotter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're coming to town.
Well, spin the ball on your finger on the radio. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, you could say you did it for 10 minutes, nobody would know.
Absolutely.
All right, perfect.
Be good.
All right. Thank you so much.